Hey guys, this is Jeff Wilson. So as we did in the run performance class, this is the exercises that we went through to kind of a more exhaustive list. As far as you don't need to do every one of these. However, I would pick again 2 to 5 minutes before and after your run. And obviously this is a warm-up specific video. So at the very least, pick 2 or 3 of these. I mentioned the glute bridge is huge. I love the side lunge variations. And the happy babies is my standing happy babies, if you will, is my favorite warm-up exercise for literally everything. So I hope you guys enjoy this. And yeah, thanks again for coming to the class. All right, so the first exercise is a glute bridge. Just get your feet hip width distance, push through the heels, squeeze the glutes. I'm showing a little variation here where you can do a little isometric hold at the top. And then a little more advanced movement is taking through a single leg bridge. I'm showing you a couple reps on each side here. Again, pushing through the heel. Really work at getting through that top position at the top of the bridge there. Next is a single leg quad lift, if you will. So you're restarting every single rep. You squeeze your quad. You can kind of see a reset each rep there. Keep your toes pointed up towards the ceiling. And pretty simple, just lift all the way through. Opposite leg should be bent. And this will just help warm up the quads and hip flexors. And open up the hamstrings a little bit too as well, which is a big reason why I like this exercise. All right, next is a couple different variations. This one I like to do a little baby cobra. You can do like looking up towards the ceiling. You can go from looking to the ceiling to chin to chest, maybe even ears side to side, ears to shoulders side to side, really open up the neck. This is a really good mid-back opener if you have some postural issues. Really, really important movement. Now this is a little bit, I wouldn't say more advanced, but just a typical up dog movement you'll see in yoga. Again, you can do the little forward head tilt, and then we'll take this right to a downward dog. I like to move like this in yoga. It's usually called walk the dog. I like to go back and forth, especially when we're talking before run, because it just dynamically helps open up the calves through the ankles. And you can hold it a little bit. I just wouldn't suggest doing it very long. But this helps get your lower legs prepared to run. From here, we're going to do what you could call runner's lunge, is at least what I call it, and then adding a twist. So you can do this with your back knee down. Don't feel like you have to do this with the straight back leg. Just do your best to twist to where you can basically get your hand all the way up towards the ceiling. Look through your fingertips. I like to squeeze the glutes a little bit here. Helps keep the low back safe. Next movement is one of the more important movements just in general, whether it's in a warm-up or not. You're just going to get a kneeling position as such. You're basically starting in a relaxed position where you're from knee to hip, you're not really in a full straight position, and then you're just squeezing your glute, pushing the hip forward. You can see I just changed the toes under me a bit, and that will get your quad a little bit more. And then I like to add some arm movements, just upper body twists to really open up the hips a little bit more, open up the rib cage, and just kind of get some deep breathing going. Okay, now to my favorite, the standing happy baby exercise. I'm going to show you both the side view and the front. So what you want to do is you're grabbing down by the ankles or shins, maybe knees, depending on where you're at. You might even want to grab a door frame or a pole, depending on where you're at, and work through pushing the elbows into the knees. Okay, then moving right to the squat. I like to do these back to back, just so I can get some more power from the glutes in the squat versus the happy babies. So you can see both views here. Try to keep your chest up when you're doing a squat. Again, you could do this supported. You could also do it sitting off of a box and doing basically a sit to stand. Okay, next is more of the dynamic version of a side lunge. Notice on the straight leg, I'm opening up the feet a bit. I also like to do this version. So I'm just kind of basically barely touching the ground and just opening up the hips. Now, if you notice in general, whether it's this actual side lunge that we just moved into or the previous dynamic side lunge, I'm really sitting back into my glute, almost like part of my body is sitting into a squat. I'm not moving into my knees intensely, so make sure you're paying attention to that. Okay, a little bonus exercise. I like to do single leg RDL. Some people will call these Supermans because of the counterbalance of the arms and legs. But this is a great exercise. One of the last things I typically do before a run. Opens up the hamstrings, gets the glutes.